So my endocrinologist told me when I took my updated results and I had updated ultrasound done where the nodules have shrunk and they keep shrinking. And the last conversation that I had, she goes, well, I still want to stand firm on my diagnoses of hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. You still have that. You're under an illusion in Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. Your hair fall out, your skin's blotchy, your nails get brittle. And as she's saying those things, she's looking at my hair, she's looking at my nails, everything she's saying, she goes, you're gonna be tired all the time. And I have a smile on my face because every symptoms of hypothyroidism, I don't have symptoms. I have zero symptoms of the diagnoses that I'm getting from the doctor. While I'm smiling, I was told, well, you can do whatever you want. Good luck. We'll see what happens. If you do not take this seriously and you do not take medication, you're going to die. That's my last diagnosis, and I haven't gone back.
As I said, I've seen similar circumstances where people healed from the impossible, and yeah, it's just like they vanish.
And I would have.
And you'd think the obvious question would be, oh, please tell us what you did so that we can learn from it, and maybe there's something there for us to put people on. Thank God Dr. Joe is going the medical science route, and he's measuring blood and brain waves and saliva and stool samples so that everybody can see and science can speak for itself. I love that. I know you do too.
Absolutely. I was part of their Mystic study in the last Dallas workshop where I had to give everything: blood, brain mat, heart, temperature.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So
I'm lucky. I was part of the microbiome study in Marco Island.
That's amazing. And I know I wished when I left that doctor's office, I was hoping that, we're at a standstill. We don't know what's going on. Let's see where this goes. I understood that they're not gonna, the doctor will not tell me. I acknowledge this. I knew that because we've had a lot of headbutting, but I didn't get that. I got, let's see how long you can continue, because I think if you don't do what I've said for you to do, you're gonna die.
Okay.
Well. I was tired. Yeah.
Even people that have really serious diagnoses, like Tony Robbins, had a brain tumor, and 7 top specialists, and he can afford whoever he wants, all told him, get surgery, you've got to do drugs. And, they're adamant, like, you're going to die if you don't do this. And he's like, wait a minute, I've had this for decades and I'm kind of doing really well. Can we wait and see?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And fortunately, I think it was on Dr. 7 or 8, he was finally told, yeah, okay, well, a wait and see approach is not a bad idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have the symptoms anymore so I am going to continue. I don't have hair loss. I don't have fall.
And that's what great confirmation it is that you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I look at my nails I look at my hands, and
your throat was significantly swollen to the point where people were telling you that, and that's shrunk a great deal, right?
It really has. This especially was out. I mean, it was really out here. It was very protruding, and it's gone back, and everything is improved multiple folds. So I'm going to continue on my journey as I am becoming the person who has unshakable faith. So I know that if I get to a point where I no longer have attachment to the story of the girl who has thyroid, because let's be very clear. Any information in the body is an information that I've been practicing since childhood. All the emotions are stored in the body as information. So my emotion of doubt, fear, unworthiness, and I have a lot of attachment to betrayal. I have a lot of attachment to my stories of betrayal. And because of the attachment to those stories, that I'm getting to a point where I'm no longer buying any of them, and my heart just laughs every time I bring them, whenever I fire and wire those neurons, I'm breaking my bonds. And my thyroid is my radar. It tells me which way. There are days I've experienced dark night of the soul this year. I have gone through a case, a lawsuit. I've gone through divorce this year. I've lost a friend for 10 years. I've gone through a lot this year. And there were days where I had a lot of doubt. And those days, my thyroid was flaring up. There were days where I was angry and I was fighting. Those were the days that I had my thyroid flaring up. My nodules would just look like they're a little bit bigger. They're swollen. So there are days where I have to overcome myself. So I realized if I want to change the information in the body, I have to change the information in the electromagnetic field. And all of the information that is stored in the body is from the past, verbiage, and emotional baggages, which is doubt, fear, anger, frustration, a lot of unworthiness. And
there's a wonderful book called The Body Keeps the Score.
Yeah.
And so, and truly what you're touching on right now is huge. And I would say a big chunk of illness and dis-ease is those story patterns that are wired into the brain. And as Joe says, you keep firing and wiring that, you get that outcome. So to fire and wire new beliefs, patterns, faith,
yes,
gratitude,
yes,
vibrates at a whole different level that's much less compatible to dis-ease.
Exactly. And it's all frequency. And I mean, every thought is producing its frequency. This is compatible to the old pattern of thinking and the old frequencies. So in order for this to go away, my frequency has to change. And yeah, it takes a lot of being present and catching myself. As Dr. Joe puts it, my favorite words from him are, you have to put in the Herculean effort in order to make that type of change. So it's not my eyes closed during the meditation, it's who I'm being with my eyes open and catching myself and not defaulting back to the old programs.
You're walking the hero's journey.
I really feel like that's a very narrow path and you can fall off at any time.
Well, and it's also like, that rocket ship to the moon story. The rocket ship is off course 98% of the time. So it's constant course correction.
Yes, yes.
And you have this wonderful GPS system now that lets you know when you're off course.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And that is all there is to it. We came forth. I feel like this is my journey. This was something I had to, everything that I've experienced, I had to experience, whether it's health, loss of wealth, loss of relationships, betrayal. All of this had to happen so I could really fine tune and become who I've become. I would not trade who I am today for anything else. So
you're a phoenix rising up out of the ashes.
Thank you. I feel
and
that
you have such wonderful physical proof to walk with you on this journey.
Absolutely. And the proof, because we are so focused, narrow focused, it's hard to see some of the amazing things because, as I mentioned, my sister is also my office manager. When she tallied up our numbers of where we stand in the company this year, she looked at me a couple months ago. This is actually by April or May. She looked at me, she goes, do you realize that we have done more business this year by the end of April than we have all year last year?
Wow.
We really haven't, it doesn't feel like we've put in any more work. It's just
wow.
So
that's so great. I love this, Nadia. Congratulations.
Thank you. And it really, it's really happening on its own. In my business, I've always had to go out and meet lenders and meet clients, and opposite is happening. I don't market myself, and I have lenders and clients contacting me, and I'm like, how did you find me? I don't even market myself. That's how bad I am. So it's happening. It's happening.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on this interview. I'm so delighted. I'm delighted that we met. I love your stories. I love your teachings, your wisdom. Hopefully we can put a link here, Blessings of the Energy Centers. I know that that's on YouTube somewhere. And if you liked this interview, please click like and subscribe, and we'll bring you more interviews like this. We love getting the word out there on what's available in the healing realm, don't we, Nadia?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.